Hi guys, my name is Miss K. Welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this watercolor marble on top of my nude acrylic nails using Beetles blooming gel for the very first time. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. So we're going to be starting out with my natural nails, which I'm trying to grow them out, but unfortunately my nails kind of grow down at like a slant, and I don't really like that. So we're going to trim this off and try to recorrect it with a new set. To do this, I'll be using my straight edge nail clippers, and I'm just going to clip all 10 of my nails. I like using these so that way I can get a nice clean square cut. The rounded ones give you more of a rounded cut. So straight edge, straight cut, rounded edge, rounded cut. So I'm going to repeat that same process on all 10 of my nails. And this is what they're looking like. They look good. Let me do the other hand. And there we go. So now I'm going to be going in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file in 180 grit. And I'm going to use this file to just crispen up that edge so that way they're nice and square. So when I go to glue on my tips, they'll be nice and square as they're growing out too. Repeat that same process on all of them. And this is what they're looking like. Then I'm going in with my McCart Stephanie E file, and I'm going to be using a fine grit sanding band on my mandrel bit. And we're going to put my E file on a speed of 3. And make sure it's in forward because I'm using my right hand. So we're going to go around the cuticle area and then along the surface of the nail in order to remove the shine so that we can prep the nail for our acrylic application. I like to use this first because it just makes it so much easier instead of trying to use any other bit to remove it, and it's a nice fine grit so it's not going to damage my natural nail. So I do that to all 10 of my nails, and then I will show you what that looks like when it's done. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and dust those off, and this is what the final product looks like once they're all filed on the surface of the nail. Then I'm going to be going in with my needlepoint bit. This came with the e-file, so when you order the e-file you get a set of bits, and this is one of them that comes with it. Then I'm going to be putting my e-file on a speed of 5 and pop it back into forward again, and then I'm going to go all around the cuticle area, making sure that I keep my drill bit as flat to the nail bed as I possibly can, so that way I don't cause any rings of fire, which a ring of fire is basically when you dig into the nail bed, and I don't want to do that because it really hurts. Then I have all these lumps and bumps in my nail bed. So I'm going to do that to all 10 of my nails, and this is what it looks like once I'm all done. Then I'm going in with my cuticle ball bit. This is one out of a pack of 3 that I got off of Amazon, and I really love this cuticle ball bit. It came with this one, and then one other one, and a needle bit. So I'm going to put my file on speed of 5, and then I'm going to go all around the cuticle area and along the side walls. This helps to remove any extra cuticle that may be stuck to your nail. A lot of nail techs I've seen use this to actually remove the cuticle. That doesn't work for me, so I'm going to do this on all 10 of my nails, and this is what that's looking like once it's all done. As you can see, I still have a whole bunch of cuticles left on my fingers. So I'm going in with my cuticle nippers, and I got these from the Dollar General, and these are the best ones I've ever had. Better than the ones that I got in nail school or from the salon. Not the salon, the nail supply store. These are the best ones I've ever had. So I go around my cuticle and I'm just going to nip off any of the extra eponychium that's still stuck to my finger. So I do that on all 10 of my nails, and you can see there's still a lot even after using both of those bits, the needle bit and the cuticle ball bit. I still have a whole bunch of dead skin stuck to my fingers. So I'm just gonna clip all of that off. Alright, now that we're done with this process, this is what they look like. So fresh and so clean. Alrighty, so now I'm taking these nail tips. I got these off of Amazon. I'm not sure who the seller was, I can't remember, but I like these ones. They're non-C-curve and they don't look that long at first, but once you put them on, they are. So I sized my pinky and it was a little bit too big, so I'm just going to go in with my file and file it down on the sides a little bit in order for it to fit perfectly. If you ever have the option between a smaller nail tip and the bigger nail tip, always choose the bigger one and then just file it down to fit your nail bed. So I'm going to size all 10 of my fingers. Alrighty, so now I'm taking Young Nails Brush On Glue. This is my first time using this and I'm pretty excited because I've heard a lot of wonderful things about it. So I'm going to keep this in real time so that way you guys can see how long it takes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I held it there for 7 seconds and that sucker's already stuck on. So I'm going to repeat the same process for all 10 of my fingernails and then I will come back to you guys. Now I'm going in with some Young Nails Swipe on a paper towel, and I'm going to use this to clean off all of those dusties that are still on my fingernail from when I was doing my prep. And I'll also use this as a dehydrator. Now I'll be taking this acrylic that I created. It's just a really pretty nude. If you guys would like to see how to mix acrylics, your own custom ones, let me know. Then I'll be using my Kiara Sky acrylic primer. And I'm just going to apply this to my natural nail on all 10 of my fingernails. You don't need to apply it along the length of the plastic acrylic or the plastic tip. And there we go. Looking all nice and shiny. It's nice and thick. I kind of like that. So I put my paper towel down. I'm going to fill up my dapping dish with my monomer. And I'm using my Kiara Sky Kalinsky brush. I'm not sure what size this is, but I want to say it's a 14 or a 16. I'm not 100% sure. So anyways, now I'm going in with my application process. I'm going to take a bead of acrylic and apply this to where the tip meets my natural nail. That's where I apply my first bead generally on every application process that I do. And then I'm wiping the sides so that way it helps it maintain the shape. So when I have to go back in and file the nails, there's not a whole bunch of filing that I have to do. So I'm just going to let you guys watch me do this. And if I remember anything else that I want to say when I come back in, then I'll do that. Okay, so as you guys can see, I don't have like a 1 bead, 2 bead, or even a 3 bead process. I have a however many beads I need to create the nail process. So that's just what works for me. You kind of got to find what works for you. If I did have a 1 bead method, I'm sure that would take a lot less time, but I really feel like I can't control the bead yet. So I just use as many beads as I need to in order to build my nail up and get the apex that I like and get the acrylic around the cuticle how I like it to look and all of that good stuff. So just do what works for you. You don't necessarily have to do what everybody else is doing. Alrighty, so once I'm done with my left hand, I'm going to go in and repeat the same process on my right hand. And I kept this part in real time so you guys can see how super slow I am with my non-dominant hand. Then I sped it up because I was like, okay, this is taking entirely too long. So, you know, take your time. It's your own nails. You want them to look good. As long as you can get your speed down when you're working on clients or when you're practicing, that's really what matters. So this is the finished product and they look so good. My application is not that bad, right? So now I'm going in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file in 180 grit, and I'm just going to crispen up the edges. When you go and you apply your acrylic, it takes the shape away from the nails. So I'm just going to do this on both sides, like to switch from one side to the other side to the other side and back and forth. That way I can make sure that I'm not disrupting the shape of the nail and it's not leaning to one side or the other more. And then I also like to turn my hand around and file it this way. This is hard, so I take a acrylic powder and set my hand on it so I got a nice balance going, and then I file like that. This helps so much with keeping your hands sturdy. I love doing this when I'm doing long nails on myself. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back and forth from side to side, go across the tip to make sure it's nice and square, and this is what it's looking like. So I'm going to do that to all 10 of my nails, and this is how they look once they're nice and shaped. And I love the coffin shape, it's so pretty. Then I'm going in with this safety bit. I think it's a ceramic safety bit. It's the first time I've used it. But it came with the drill, so I figure I might as well try it. So I'm going to use this to remove any extra bulk from my nails and to go around my cuticle area. So I'm taking my e-file on a speed of 6. And I'm going to go around the cuticles and then along the entire length of the nail just to remove any extra bulk. But this is one of the main reasons why you want to try and get your acrylic application as smooth as you possibly can, so that way you don't have a whole bunch of filing and smoothing out and shaping and all of that to do at the end. Because filing literally used to take me so long. I would sit there, and I would sit there for hours and file my nails. I'd pull all-nighters filing my nails because I used to get them so thick and the shape would be so wonky and all over the place. So now I've gotten it to, at least, they're not perfect. I'm not going to say that, but I've gotten them to a decent spot where when I file them, it doesn't take me forever. So this is the finished product, and I think that they look so good that I'm going back in with my file, and I'm going to go over the surface of the nail. This is just to flatten them out, and I really like how they look. This is the first time I tried this process, and I'm also going to go and get my Kiara Sky acrylic and set my finger on it, and then just file at the surface of the nail and get it nice and flat. I really like how this turned out. I think it's so pretty. I think I got this style of filing from Baby Val on Instagram, if you're interested. So that's what the thickness is looking like, and this is the top, so I'm going to dust them off. Now I'm going in with some more Young Nail Swipe on a paper towel, and I'm just going to wipe the surface of the nail so we can get it nice and clean and remove all of the filings and dust that's still left on the nail. This is what they're looking like once I'm done with that. They look so nice. Now I'll be using Beetles Blooming Gel, and I'm going to use a multitude of different colors from Beetles. So this is A609, B326. I don't know what color the green one is because I don't know what happened to that footage. But then B330. I'll also be using B334. And last but not least, I'll be using B335. And they're all from Beetles. So here, okay, B327 is the green one. And I'm going to be using this tray that I got off of Amazon and this nail art brush that also came in like a pack of 12 off of Amazon. Those brushes are not that good, but this one is. So that's how they're looking. Oh my god, they look so beautiful. I love them. Now I've got all of my polishes laid out on here. Then I'm going to go ahead and apply the blooming gel to my first nail, which is going to be my pinky. And I kept this in real time so you guys can see. Like, I kind of work slow when I'm on myself, and I mean like really slow. So I applied the polish. There we go. It's looking nice, looking cute. And I'm going to get a big old scoop of polish, these colored ones. Don't know why I got such a big scoop, but hey, trial and error. It's my first time, so I did this, and I was like, alright, let's go ahead and get me some blue and yellow. We're going to apply that too. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like that. So I wiped it off. Easy peasy. Everything is trial and error. You're not going to get it perfect on your first try. If you do, hey, beginner's luck. Kudos to you. I'm proud of you. But me, no. So we're going to go back in with another round. And I'm just going to take what's left on the brush. And maybe a little bit more pink. Yeah. And I'm going to apply that to my nail. And there we go. That's looking a lot more like how I wanted it to. So what I learned is that you only need a tiny little bit of polish on your brush in order to create the look that you're kind of going for. I had put a ton of polish on my brush, and that was like a no-go. So a tiny little bit, go in with that, dip back into the color, place it on your nails wherever you want it, and then the blooming gel does the rest of the process for you. So I'm going to go ahead and cure that, and this is what it's looking like. So I go back in and repeat that exact same process on all of my nails, and then I'm going to show you how I did it on my thumb, so that way you guys can get another view of how I did it. And here you see I kind of just swirled it on there. However, I'm going to dip into these colors, swirl it on there again. I mean, you really just place it wherever, and the blooming gel will do the rest of the work. So I'm just throwing some colors on there together however I want to. A little bit of swirls, some curves. I do a couple of dots, and we just, I just add a little bit more here and there and just keep on going. And I do the same thing to the other hand. And it's all trial and error, honestly. The blooming gel, it's kind of hard to mess up unless you put too much polish on there. But outside of that, I think it turned out really pretty. I just kept going back in, adding more. And then sometimes I added too much, and I'd have to go in and I'd have to take some away. So if that happens, don't get discouraged. Just take a little bit off, or wipe the whole nail off if you don't like it, and start again. There's really no rhyme or reason to how I apply the polish. I just throw it on there, and then that was too thick, so I just swiped across it and it looked good, and I'm like, okay. So just do whatever you like, add the colors however you like them, and it's gonna turn out beautiful. So this is the final product. I wiped down the sides of the nails so that way it's not too thick. Then I cured them. Now I'm taking my young nails swipe, and I'm going to wipe off the surface of all of my nails because I really want to do a matte surface, so I want to make sure that there's no little fuzzy stuck to it. So now I'm using my matte top coat by Beetles, and I'm going to apply this to all 10 of my nails, and then I'm going to cure them for 2 minutes. That way I can make sure that everything is good and cured. But oh my gosh, I love how these marble colors look, and I was tempted to actually make them shiny after I put this on there, but I was like, no, I'm sticking with my gut. I'm making them matte. See, look at them shining. They look so pretty shiny, but I cured them anyways. Then I take my cuticle oil on a Q-tip so that way it's not getting all over my nails, and I'm going to apply this to my cuticles, and then I'm going to go in and rub it in once I'm done doing that. And this is the final product, you guys. They turned out so cute to me, and I love this blooming gel. I've never used blooming gel before, let alone this Beetles one. So I think Beetles did a great job with it. If you guys like this design and you would like to see any other designs by me, then go ahead and like this video and leave in the comments any other suggestions you may have. Thank you. Bye.